Hi there, my name is Ceri Mongie. I'm the Managing Director for SHL South Africa, and SHL is a proud sponsor of the 2020 SIOPSA Conference. This year there are a number of reasons. First of all, we are an employer of industrial and organisational psychologists, both in South Africa and globally. And with this being, obviously, the conference having a large focus on industrial and organisational psychologists, it's an important space for us to play in. Also, obviously, supporting the society, supporting SIOPSA. We support SIOP in the US as well. And I think on a local level, industrial and organisational psychologists are not a big population, but we add a huge amount of value. So really to step behind the society and really support them in this conference. And then also just to learn from like-minded individuals. And I'm really excited this year that the conference is not only focusing on industrial psychologists, but also broadening the audience a little bit more to HR and talent management in a broader forum. So I think it's a really great opportunity for us to be able to share with a broader network around what we do and the value that we bring to the industry. Well, first of all, it is a virtual conference. It's personally my first experience with a virtual conference. I know they've been happening quite a bit this year, but I think it's going to be a good opportunity to see how it works and to be a part of that. SHL is also the sponsor of the Technology Demo Corner, and that's something novel and new, both for SIOPSA, but also for us, and very much aligns to our brand with technology and bringing new novel ideas to the market. So those are two main reasons. And then, as I mentioned earlier, just an opportunity to network with people both locally and broader in terms of geographics because of the virtual conference. So I really think it's going to be an exciting opportunity to see how it all works and comes together. So in essence, SHL offers talent solutions to clients, but our focus is very much on data analytics and being able to offer our clients real-time answers or real-time data in order to answer critical talent management questions, whether it's around talent mobility or talent acquisition, so across the employee life cycle. But it's really around, yes, we have the tools and the assessments and the solutions, but what do you do with that information? How do you take that information, take that data, and put it into answers and insights that we can give to clients on a real-time basis? Sure, I think there are a lot of reasons that we are unique. We have over 40 years of experience globally in the industry, and what that means and translates into, we have 45 billion data points that we use to support our data and our analytics and our research and our science. So that ensures that we have a platform that can provide, as I said just now, some real-time answers and solutions to clients in an easy-to-use platform. We also have the biggest benchmark on the planet in terms of how you can workforce benchmark, in terms of how you can benchmark your workforce against this data. So it really opens up a huge amount of opportunities for clients. And it really enables them to make, as I said, decisions across the employee life cycle in a very short space of time. Obviously, then we all have all our assessment tools, our assessment solutions, which also sets us apart. But I think what's exciting is we have that on a continuum from quite traditional assessments that speak to organizations that maybe aren't at the forefront of technology and the advancements in assessments, especially in South Africa. We know a number of organizations would like to be there, but aren't quite at that point yet. And then we have some assessments that are new, speak to the latest in developments in technology and the assessment space. So it's on that continuum, which I think also sets us apart. But it's really around the science and the research, the ethics, the integrity with which we launch our products and our tools, always ensuring we comply with any data security concerns, the POPI Act, GDPR on a global level. So from all perspectives, we approach things in terms of what's required today, but using our experience over the last 40 years and all the data that we have to ensure we provide an accurate service. So at the conference, we're really looking forward to sharing with everyone around Mobilize, one of our new solutions, around our SHL experiences, and then a lot of our new virtual solutions. So tech hiring solution, our smart interviews, our virtual assessment and development centers. Those are probably the top three that we're going to be sharing at the conference. So internally within SHL specifically, we talk about drinking our own champagne. So we want to be the employer of choice within the industry. And we want to make sure that those who are employed with SHL want to be there and get the real experience of working at SHL. So by drinking our own champagne, we mean using all the tools and solutions that we offer to the market internally. So whether it's through our recruitment processes or and making sure those are up to date and handling the new world of work, or whether it's through development or moving talent around in an organization, identifying high potentials, whatever the case may be, that's very much our internal focus and looking after our employees. From an external focus and how we support externally and our clients and the industry and like-minded individuals, we do it in a number of ways. So one is through releasing a lot of white papers, so based on the science and all the research and the data that I mentioned that we had. So for example, this year we've released a paper on artificial intelligence, we've released one on 21st century and what the candidates and employees are likely to look like in the 21st century. And then from a tools perspective, we've obviously launched a number of tools that kind of are the output of a lot of the research we've done around what the new world of work looks like. So for example, a remote work questionnaire. So knowing that a lot of people are working remotely, not only now, but I think that's likely to continue even after the pandemic and all the lockdowns have ended. But helping organizations to identify, can their employees work from home, for example, work remotely? Where are their strengths and where are their development areas? Then we've also got our virtual solutions. So for example, our tech hiring solutions, so helping organizations to employ and develop their tech teams. Our virtual assessment and development centers, which are very user-friendly, give access to a lot more candidates to be able to apply for that, for roles and complete assessments. Our smart interviews, which also are user-friendly, use the latest technology, ensure proctoring technology, artificial intelligence, and making sure that candidates can be interviewed in a remote way. We've got SHL Mobilize, which is around really encouraging organizations to use their assessment data, not just once off. So for example, not just for recruitment or not just to identify high potentials, but they've got all this data sitting there. So how can they use the data to mobilize their workforce, to move people around? The challenges that, for example, an executive team are dealing with today are not the same challenges an executive team would have dealt with 2 years ago or even 12 months ago. But that doesn't mean that they don't have the right people in a company to be able to deal with those challenges. So how do they use assessment data that they've got, as well as the experience amongst the staff, to then decide, well, if these are the challenges today, who's going to be my next chief executive officer, or who's going to be my next chief technology officer, based on drawing in relevant challenges as well as mapping the assessment data to that. So moving people around in the company, pivoting and making sure that people are in the right roles at the right time. And then I think also an important one is SHL experiences. So we know that candidates today want a very streamlined recruitment process. We know that they want real-time feedback and information on how they're progressing through the process. They want a transparent process. Companies want a recruitment process that represents their culture, their values, their brand. And so putting that all together in one platform that gives a candidate an opportunity to understand the role they're applying for, understand the company that they're joining, the culture of the company, the values of the company, and then being able to make a decision as to whether they want to go through the process, understanding what the recruitment process entails, and then being able to easily facilitate and work through all the different stages, whether it's online interviews, whether it's assessments, whatever the case may be, whether it's doing it on a computer or on a phone, so mobile-enabled assessments. So working through this process to ensure that they can make an informed decision about who they want to work for, but also allowing the employer to share things like videos with current employees or the CEO doing a message to the candidates or whatever the case may be. So yeah, navigating the new world of work from many different angles. And then the last point around, we also do it from a very social perspective in terms of dealing with relevant social issues. So one of our key focuses this year has been through many of our blogs for external focus as well as then internal focus on diversity, equity and inclusion, which is obviously a very relevant topic at the moment and really important to SHL and what we strive for both in the market as well as internally.